Hello all and welcome to another edition of Yachts Tutorials. This one will be on basic glitching techniques. I'll be going into wire glitching, some of the uses of the basic wire glitch, adjacency glitching, and blender glitching, which is an extension of wire glitching. So let's jump right into that. First of all, there's wire glitching. To do a wire glitch, first of all, you go into your build menu and you choose a part. It doesn't matter which part you choose. So I will start with a Stargate. I call it a Stargate. It's actually a teleporter. To do a wire glitch, with your part in your hand, you switch to the wire mode by hitting toggle wire button. This will leave you with a wire node on the ground or on whatever surface you want to use. I go into build camera mode so that I'm disconnected from where I'm standing, and then I take my wire node wherever I want to place it, and then I press two buttons at once. That is the button for wire placement and the button for place part at the same time, giving slight preference to the wire button. If I time it right and the timing is proper, the part gets placed like so. Sometimes the timing isn't quite right and the part will sort of go sideways. I hope to be able to demonstrate that in this video so that you can see what I'm talking about, but that one placed properly. I'll demonstrate that again. Here's another part. Switch to wire. Do the two buttons. Okay, there we go. See how it went sideways? Okay, so this is what happens basically. Because the wire went sideways, that part is tethered to the point where I originally placed the wire. So it is basically, it'll go at an angle based on wherever the wire was originally placed. So you'll see that it's crooked if it's up in the air at an angle from where I placed it. And it rotates based on that placement. So to get out of that, you have to go back to the build menu and re-choose the part. Look down at the floor again, back into wire mode, and no, still didn't do it. There we go, placed the part. An advantage to wire glitching is there are three huge advantages to wire glitching. One, you don't need any supplies at all to build a part with wire glitching. It doesn't matter if your pockets are completely empty. If you go to wire glitch something, it'll build the part anyway. That's advantage number one. Advantage number two is when you go to pick that part up, the supplies from that part end up in your pockets. So it's an easy way to get, for instance, if you need a microprocessor or another part that you haven't learned how to make, you don't have the blueprint for it yet, then wire glitch the part and then pick it up and you'll have that part in your pocket. You'll have that component, I should say, in your pocket. Okay, and the third thing is, if anybody's ever tried to build more than one teleporter on their base, they'll know that there's only one teleporter that you should be able to build on your base. Or, for landing pads, the limit is 9. But with wire glitching, oh, my mouse, I just hit my mouse and it went all crooked. With wire glitching, it doesn't matter. You can build 1 or 10. It doesn't matter. So you can get past the number of items per build limitation by using wire glitch. And when you pick those up again, see how that adds that material to my inventory as I pick them up. Okay, great. Now, on to how you can use that. There are a few things you can do with that. First of all, if you place a wire on the ground, like so, and I'm going to choose a part that has a very obvious front and back side to it, like the portable refiner. And you wire glitch onto the wire node end of the wire. You will notice that one side is facing one way and the other side is facing the other. It's important to note that if you pull the wire one way, it faces one way, but if you pull it the other direction and do the same glitch, those parts are now facing opposite directions. So the direction that you pull the wire from matters to the direction that you are glitching the part onto the wire. Okay, so that's the next trick. For this next trick, I will add a couple of walls onto this platform here. Actually, I'll color those white so that it's easier to see stuff. In this atmosphere, it doesn't really make a difference. Okay, so once again, you can glitch a part onto that. And for this, I'm going to use a wall. Even though it is a wall, it will glitch out flat. So if you like the look of a wall and you want to pretend that it's a floor, guess what? You now have a wall that's a floor. Okay, so the trick that I just showed you with the wire, if you want a wall that is crooked or a part of any kind that is placed at an angle, you place the wire at an angle, like so. Then the part that you place, I'm going to choose a floor this time, and I zoom right in on it so that I get a nice shot, and I place the part. And this is what happens. If I did the same thing with a wall, that's what happens. That makes it very handy for placing parts that are at an angle to your build surface. Then you can snap parts onto that will then forevermore be at an angle to your original build surface. Okay, on to Blender glitching. It is an extension of wire glitching, so I'll go ahead and tackle that one before I hit on adjacency glitching. you start by placing a wire on the floor or on any surface. It works on walls as well. Then you take any component. I like using, because it works really well for decoration, I like using the capstan light. Now, I want to go way up so that I can look almost directly down at this, because the capstan light actually has an electrical connection on it as well. And I want to glitch it right onto the wire end. And now, without moving my cursor, I want to go back into the build menu and I want to choose another part, something that complements it. And the part that I'd like to add to that is this thing right here. It's called a pocket reality generator. If you glitch that right onto the same point, oh, the part didn't place, so I try again. And when you step out and look at what we just did, you've basically blended the two parts into a single footprint. That's called a blender glitch. So basically you can blend multiple parts into the same footprint. The place where this really comes in handy, though, is if you're building a mineral or gas extraction farm or an EM generator power site. You can do this. And build multiple of the extractors by going right back into wire mode, not back into the menu unless the part goes sideways, just right back into the wire mode so that you can hit that wire point. And if it goes sideways like that, then you know you messed up the glitch. Go back to the part menu, grab the part, and nope, went sideways again. There's 3 and 4. 4 is actually the optimum number for extractors. I'll go into that in a later video. And there we go. Same thing for our electromagnetic generators. See where it went crooked there? I've got about a 65% success rate. And there's 4 of those. That's 7. Now, on your average C-class EM hotspot, 7 electromagnetic generators will give you enough power to power 16 mineral or gas extractors. And I'll go into why that's important in the video for making an extraction farm. So, on to the next thing. Let's delete these to get them out of the way. Okay, let's go way up in the air. This is the adjacency glitch. So let's start with a floor piece. And with it snapped but not placed, I want to put my cursor right on the place where the part is, and I hit the toggle part, the cycle part, and the place part at the same time, giving slight preference to the cycle part button again. And if I do it correctly, okay, so what is supposed to happen is that it puts it out in the center. Sometimes it takes a little bit of practice to get it. The place where this is particularly useful, there we go, is that part that I just placed, that smaller square, is now centered on where the original larger square would have been. See what I mean? So you can go into this menu and you can keep doing that. And whatever part you have in your hand, it went from small square to large triangle to small triangle to the small wall, I think, to that, and it cycles from one to the next, to the next, to the next, but only in a single row. It doesn't switch down to the next category. For instance, in this one, it wouldn't go in the single row. It would go to this entire category, so you'd get nearly 2.5 rows worth of stuff to play with. There are lots of things that you can do to play with that. I know I'm not going to go into all of them because I don't use adjacency glitching very much. And that is the end of the basic wire glitching, blender glitching, and adjacency glitching tutorial.